Obviously the big topic these days, it's like AI, ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. It's funny too, because I see a lot of these like sales guys trying to like write copy with ChatGPT. I can spot that shit from a mile away. It's like, it's got a very, especially now it's been out a while.
It's got this
tonality
weird
and
vanilla tonality to it.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that. I had this client actually in the dating niche.
They think I can just make ChatGPT do all my emails.
Literally. And he's like, what do you think about my VSL script? And I'm reading it, and it starts like the first 3 paragraphs. I'm like, this is so generic. Like, I help you the dating life of your dreams. Especially nowadays, as a dating coach, you need to, your method needs to be specific, end result needs to be specific, and target audience need to be specific. I'm reading it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Did you have ChatGPT write this? And he's like, how did you know? And I'm like, because it's so fucking generic. And that's what people think, because I actually think ChatGPT can be great at copywriting. Yeah. But what every lazy fuck does is they're like, hey, ChatGPT, write me a 5-minute script about the thing. And then ChatGPT spits it out, and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Copy, paste.
Copy, paste, yeah.
And when in reality, you're like, okay. You read it, and you're like, okay, this is too generic. Make it more emotional. Add a story about my humble beginnings. When I was 18, I got rejected by the first girl in high school. Make it shorter there. Make the second paragraph more snappy. Add a hook about blah, blah, blah in the first. Like, you still need to know what you're doing.
That's the thing. It's like a buddy of mine, he does brand work and stuff like that, and he's really good at design. And he's like, you can know Photoshop cold. You can know After Effects cold, but it's like, what are you going to do with that tool? Like, just doesn't make you a good artist. Yeah. Just because you know how to like paint, it doesn't make you a good artist, because what are you actually going to produce? So like when I use that ChatGPT stuff, like I'll use it to get ideas for a video, or to like compare this with this, and like how do they relate, and what's the historical context, and or give me like, I've been using it to read, like, because I read a lot, right? So I have a bunch of books that I bought and like never read. Like I have like probably 200 fucking books at my library at home that like I didn't fucking read. Like, give me like a chapter by chapter breakdown of this book, and then I'll scan I'll flip through the book, and I'll kind of read along with it. So I'm like, okay, that's done, because it was a book that's not really that important for me to read, but it's like, okay, and then if I like it, then I can go deeper, and I can say, okay, well, how do the ideas in this book relate to say performance or charisma? Okay, that's an interesting idea. And then I'll use a story or an anecdote from my own 20 years of coaching and elaborate on that. Yeah. So it's like, it can be good to like generate like very fundamental ideas or rough outlines for stuff. But yeah, I think it's it's like a calculator. Yeah. It's just like a tool.
Right now, it might work. It's exactly the same shit that happened with the pandemic. The pandemic sifted out a lot of fucking wannabe coaches, and we call them like sunshine weather closers. They can close when the weather is sunny, Yeah. And it's kind of like to relate it to the idea of social dynamics as well. It's like, every guy, like, imagine it's your fucking birthday, and on your way to work, some girl smiled at you today. Yeah, every guy can have great social success when it's their good day. Yeah. When it's their birthday and someone smiled at me and they're good. The real people that actually get skillful at this, they're able to snap out of a shit day and still get great results, still be social and all that. It's exactly the same with what the pandemic did. It's like all these wannabe coaches that were just dicking around, all of a sudden, swoosh, out. And the top 50, 25%, all of a sudden, they grabbed that market share that's now empty, that's now left over, and they became even bigger. And it's exactly the same with ChatGPT. Now, everybody's using ChatGPT, and they're going to get rudimentary results with that. Yeah. Fine enough. But guess what? As soon as people understand, there's just some ChatGPT shit, those people that actually give a damn, and they're actually saying, okay, instead of just typing it in once, I'm going to work 30 minutes together with ChatGPT to make the copy really bulletproof, make it really nice, and actually give a shit. Those are going to be the people that are always going to be prevail, and then grab that leftover market share that is just being left over by all the fucking idiots that are going to give up after a short time.
And the thing is, like, we've been doing this without the benefit of those things.
Yeah, true.
For so long that now we have the skills, and if we add that on, so it's not going to absolve you of work, or it's not going to absolve you of having to actually put work in, but yeah, it's been like tremendously helpful for me just to use. And it's one of those things, I saw it and I was like, as soon as it came out, I'm like, well, the first things that I did, I'm like, write a story about Trump and like going finding love in a Japanese high school, or like weird stories about, and he's a vampire, like, it put out these weird stories, like with Garfield, and he's gay, and stuff like that.
Just challenge ChatGPT.
Yeah, but I mean, literally, we're just using it to do dumb shit like that. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, yo, this is going to be something special, like you should start to learn how to prompt this and use it for different little things, and I use it every day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Every day,
We also teach this to our clients because not everybody knows how to copyright create client magnet posts. So we're like, use it, but again, you need to be taught how to use it.
Yeah,
and it's funny. It's because you said like you started using ChatGPT just to fuck around.
Yeah,
it's exactly what we used the internet for in the beginning.
Yeah,
like nobody was like, cool, let me learn. Access the documents. We would just be like, let's check out UFO websites and like crazy conspiracy shit. That's what we used the internet for.
Yeah.
It was not used to like spread a message, create a following, do business, let alone do freaking business.